semifinal number 2 for the Great Lakes Collegiate Hockey League. The University of Toledo Rockets and the Western Michigan Stallions set to get underway. The winner of this game will take on the Northwood Timberwolves tomorrow 4:30 in the GLCHL Championship Contest for the Moran Cup. As we get our broadcast underway, we'd like to remind you that it is brought to you once again by Stello's Burgers and Loaded Fries. Underway here in the second semifinal. Northwood took the first one 6-2, the final score. So who will clinch that last spot in the bid for the Moran Cup, the GLCHL Championship? Here's Niche. Rory Niche, the pass off. That shot wide of Santini. Back out in front. Here's Milenko for Toledo. Into the neutral zone here. Mizzy tried to take it away from Driscoll, but the Broncos get it back. Jamison Bain had it momentarily. Basant got a pass to the front of the net. Pellegrino going to win the race to the puck for the Midnight Blue and Gold. Oviedo after it out, it comes into the neutral zone. There's Bain on the other side for the Stallions. Down goes Basant. Toledo wanted a penalty call, not going to get it. Little backhander there from Pellegrino toward the net. Didn't make its way to Chris Mazurik, who turned it aside. Wasn't much on it on the backhander for Dante Pellegrino. Icing the call as the puck goes to the other end. Pellegrino won the race there. So we'll revert course back to the east end of the ice house here. Northwood and Saginaw Valley was the 1 versus the 4. The high seed came away with the win. Toledo comes in as the 2. Western the 3. Toledo wins the draw. Messier tried to get it back to Grayson Chell. Pass was intercepted. Now Chell just in front of the Stallions bench. Mwamba got a piece of it up into the grill of Mazurik. Puck stays live. This one thrown the length of the ice. We'll have icing once again. So very quickly we'll come back into the Toledo offensive zone for another draw. Chell tries to play toward the front of the net. Blanketed defensively. Mwamba back behind the net. Left the puck behind. And icing the call once again. The shot just high of the crossbar. Off the stick of Ethan Van Herset. Toledo in the zone once again. Ferreira to back behind the net. Into the corner, there's Nick LeBeau. Western brings it back out. Now they're coming forward, looking up the ice. Central there. Thorhog had it knocked away. The numbers for Toledo won the puck back. Now it's thrown the length of the ice, and icing will be the call going the other way this time around. Here's Ferreira. Lofted pass forward just in front of the Stallions bench. Race to the puck, going to be won by Puckner. Dames. Now here's Lavrinchik. We'll see if the Slovakian comes out with any extra fire in his game after seeing his team fall earlier today in the Olympics to the United States. I'm sure there was some jawing back and forth between he and some of his teammates. Puck comes out. Mizzy out in front for Toledo. He's got help. He takes the shot himself. Ends up wide, off in the corner. Another rebound try there off of the stick of Pellegrino. Mazurek able to glide in front of that one. Back out through the neutral zone it comes. Pellegrino is there. Poked away from Pellegrino by Thorhog. Lavrinchik back to Faubert. Faubert up through the neutral zone. It was tipped there. Gonzalez skating with it. Gets the pass off. The Stallions with the possession. Beaverson jams it up there. Packelhofer. Bassan trying to get after it. Couldn't gain possession. Connor Doyle. Back to Packelhofer toward the center of the ice. Oviedo left it behind. Got it to the stick blade of Oviedo, but just came off the end. Now Toledo trying to regroup here. Doyle to Beaverson. Beaverson under pressure there from Brubaker-Egner. Here's Oviedo again. Brubaker-Egner got a stick in there. Puck came free. Taken back by Puckner and the Stallions. Blocked shot there from Beaverson. A nice job to hit the crouch. Western going to go back in again. Puckner off the pass from Dames. That one wide. Here's Mwamba for Toledo. That one rockets through the neutral zone, but gloved back to the ice by Dames. Dames the shot. That one's wide of Santini. Grayson Chell gives it back to himself. Turned over. Haven't had a real good chance to talk about either goaltender tonight. Ferreira, though, back behind the net of Ryan Santini. Number 32 in net. The Montreal, Quebec native. Bain after it. He'll get there first. Weaving away from Grayson Chell. Taken away by Messier. Messier all by himself. Loose stick in the corner as well. There's Chell. Chell and Messier tying up after the puck. And it looks like we're going to have a penalty coming. We didn't get our first penalty until about the midway point of the second period in the first game. But here, it'll come in the first. Jamison Bain to the penalty box for 2 minutes, just 6 minutes and 33 seconds into the contest. In the first semifinal, it was also the penalty kills that had the advantage over the power plays. The penalty kill units held up nicely, over 80% in that first game. For Toledo, they hope the power play units at least will start stronger here in this one. This one cleared out down to the end of Santini. He'll come out of the crease. Set it up for Pellegrino. Pellegrino up the left side. Zach Mizzi throwing it around the horseshoe. Anthony Oviedo there. Milenko as well. Out it comes. Lavrenchik to Ferreira. Got over the stick of Ferreira. And Toledo will have to bring it all the way back out. Just eclipsed the blue line there as Ferreira couldn't keep it in the zone. 55 seconds gone by in the Toledo power play. They'll come on the rush once again. Here's Packelhofer up the left side. He'll get to it first, back behind the net of Mazurk. Ferreira fires, deflected in front by Mwamba, ended up wide. Mwamba takes a pass in front, tries to put it on net. Puck still free, down in close, and now it will be cleared out by Western. Here comes Fortson. 2-on-2, even. Santini, a big stop there on Tyler Fortson. Here's Fortson again. Toledo out of position. Fortson fires off the side of the net. Penalty coming. Toledo's going to send one to the box. Goalie off for Western. Now it'll be touched up by Oviedo, and a penalty coming to the Rockets. So the penalty kill starts strong once again. And we'll have to see if it stays the same for Toledo. To the blue line, Dames fires toward the center of the ice. Couldn't connect there with Thorhog. Toledo rifles it to the other end. Mazurek comes out of the net. Back and forth with Puckner. Puckner around. Gets it back to Cam Dames. Eli Puckner. Got it back to Cameron Dames again. Here's Pellegrino. LeBeau was in there as well. Numbers, though, favoring Western at the moment. 45 seconds into the Stallions' power play. Blake Simon now. Simon in over the blue line. Down went Beaverson. Simon fires. Santini one save. Puck stays free. Fired back in. Blocked shot by Beaverson. Here's Packelhofer trying to connect with Beaverson. 45 seconds left on the Western power play. Here come the Stallions. Back up the ice. Thrown to net by Yorkin. Ended up wide. They still control. Simon. Working back behind the net. Got the pass off. Point blank shot turned aside by Santini. On the look from Rory Nish. Here's Chell for Toledo. Still short-handed. They'll get one back in 5 seconds. Mwamba ready to come back out onto the ice, and here he comes. Here's Ferinsky in over the blue line. Jack Ferinsky will fire. Knocked aside. Stick hand of Mazurek. Here's Fortson. Down goes Ferreira. Chance. Ends up wide. Fortson got it to Bain, and Bain lofted it high of the crossbar. Fortson again. Hit delivered by Mwamba. Western working out of the corner. Driscoll trying to find Garrett Walker at the front. Over halfway now. Mazurek coming out. Pellegrino There's Smeekle, who was looking for a hit and ended up in the boards himself. Faubert. Back with Rocco Gonzalez. Thorog. Gonzalez once again. Pellegrino going to take it back for Toledo. Still has possession. Pellegrino around the back of the net. Little backhander there toward the front. Faubert got after it from the blue line. Couldn't make its way through traffic. And there the whistle blows, icing the call. 7:54 left in period number 1. Up the ice, Santini pressed out wide. Cohen-Dixon trying to get it back for Western. Lavrenchik in there, Doyle as well. Beaverson there on the other side for Western Michigan. Brubaker-Egner is in the fold. Dames still with Dixon. Now it comes away. Beaverson looking up the ice to Mizzy. Lavrenchik just past the outstretched stick of Zach Mizzy. Doyle corner to corner. Turned over in front of the net. Puck free. The shot fired. Blocked by Mizzy. Packelhofer forward. Lavrenchik to the puck. Simon Lavrenchik got to the puck, but then separated from the puck. Just over the blue line. Ferinsky has to bring it out. The Rockets will regroup. Here's Ferreira now. That one carries in. Toledo in the midst of a line change. Ferreira under fire. Was being chased around by Tyler Fortson. Ferinsky finds Oviedo. Here comes Tristan Packelhofer. Packelhofer toward the front of the net. Mazurek stuck the leg out there, got a piece of it, redirected it to the other side. His teammates got there first. Now Toledo the puck back. 5:50 left to go in period number 1. Here comes Anthony Oviedo. The big lefty tries to change directions. The puck goes in, but it will be waved off as the net had come free. Frustration for Toledo. But that net had clearly been dislodged. With 5:47 left. Messier, the captain, still trying to get an explanation there. And I believe Toledo probably feels as though Mazurek kicked the net off himself. And Messier still chatting this one over with the officials. So now we'll go back, face off to the right of Mazurek. Toledo trying to get to the puck, but Western won the draw. Out it comes. Yorkin got the pass forward. Back behind the net. Now the Rockets have the numbers. Pass Gonzalez. Headed to the other end. Can Mwamba get there first? Yes, he can. Just by. Mazurek got a piece of it. Mwamba couldn't stick with the puck. really good opportunity for Toledo there, just could not get it to find the back of the net. Gonzalez playing keep away from Mizzi. Pellegrino down to a knee, brought to a knee there. Here's Mizzi trying to fire, jammed up by Yorkin off the blue line. Western takes back over, but quickly played back out into the neutral zone. Here's Doyle. .421. Fired there by the glove of Santini, lost it on the shot. Fortson after it. Mizzi takes it for Toledo. Forward, here's Packelhofer. Everybody else on the change. Packelhofer all alone. Oviedo coming into the fold. That one kept out. Got by Mazurk, but he had some help there to keep it away. Fortson couldn't get through Ferinsky to get to the puck. We stay scoreless here. Around Santini. 3:30 left in period number 1. Here's Adam Ferreira now. Packelhofer had went down. Puckner got to it first. Toledo has the numbers as Western's in the midst of a change. Here comes Packelhofer again. Packelhofer out to the right side. Shot jammed up there by Alenik. Bassan and Faubert tied up with Walker. Out it comes on the stick of Bassan. Messier now. He's got help from Chell. 2-on-2 into the zone. Pellegrino now. Can't connect on the pass, but very back and forth. Just 11 shots on frame between these two teams in the first 17 and a half minutes of this game. A lot of back and forth. Icing the call there. Shot fired, blocked by Mwamba. Messier trying to bring it out of the zone. Dixon tried to, or thought about making a play on it, I should say, but he would have been offside. Here's Milenko toward the front of the net. Off a high stick. Toledo had to let Western touch it up first. Niche. Santini comes out of the crouch and watches that one knuckle over his head. Izzy has it back for the Midnight Blue and Gold. Couldn't get it to Milenko. It's taken away. Puckner once again in over the blue line. Dangerously close to an offside and shot fired. And Santini comes away with it. Couple of jabs there after the whistle with 1:18 left. As Mizzy climbs back out of the net. Verinsky back behind the net. Taken away by a double team. Ferreira now out in front, the defenseman leading the way on target. Mazurek will glove it up. These two teams met twice in the regular season. Toledo winning both contests, 3-0 and 3-2, the final scores respectively in those. Can Toledo beat them a third time and move on to have a chance at the Moran Cup tomorrow in the GLCHL Championship against Northwood? Or will Western Michigan prove the old adage, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in the course of one season? Verinsky has it taken off his stick as he looked to make the pass forward. Bassan to Ferreira. Ferreira looking forward. Packelhofer again. Tristan Packelhofer explosive with the puck. Tried to switch hands. Couldn't get the job done. Off in the corner. Driscoll to the puck. Toledo trying to get it back. 30 seconds left in the first period. Out it comes. Blake Simon. Here's Fortson now. Back to Simon. Firing Santini the stop. Bassan back behind the net. 15 seconds left. Tries to go to Packelhofer. Simon intercepts the pass from beyond the blue line. It's knocked up into the netting. Ten even left on the clock. Once those 10 seconds tick off, we'll see if we're still scoreless. Neutral zone face-off here. It'll be hard for anybody to come away with anything, but we'll see. Taken away. Dixon, and Santini covers it up once again. .9 left. We'll have a face-off to the left of Ryan Santini. Quick firing shot. Santini will glove it up once again. 2.6 off the clock that time, so just a second and some change. The first period has come to a close. Still scoreless after one. We'll take a break here from the Team Toledo Ice House, the second period, when we come back. Back here at the Team Toledo Ice House, ready to go. Period number 2, still scoreless between the Western Michigan Stallions and the Toledo Rockets. Back underway here once again. A reminder that all of our broadcasts this season and postseason are brought to you by Stello's Burgers and Loaded Fries. Stallions possess the puck. Here comes Niche up across the blue line, deflected there off of Adam Ferreira. Niche going to work in the corner. He's got some help. Around it comes, though. Toledo going to gain possession back. Mizzy and Ferinsky only for the moment. Western has it back. Trying to wrap it around on Santini. Point-blank opportunity for a one-timer. All for naught there as the shot was fanned on. Here's Mizzy taking the puck back away. Deflected. Stick loose on the ice. It'll be Punkner back to get his loose stick. Packelhofer, the backhander toward the front of the net, trying to connect with Mizzy. It's cleared aside. Back down to the other end of the ice for an icing. Toledo off the draw, turned over on the shot from Faubert. Forward, headed to the other end. Here's Dixon, tied up with Pellegrino. Puck in front of the net, Thorhog. Oviedo gets it back. Anthony Oviedo. There's Packelhofer. Puck carries back behind the net. Bassan centers it, nobody home to take a shot on it. Pellegrino trying to defend. Opportunity for the Stallions. They score. Tyler Fortson. At 2:42 of the second period, Tyler Fortson finds the first goal of the evening. And oddly enough, in both semifinal matchups, a unique situation as Owen Croston for Northwood, who also wears number 27, scored the first goal in that game. So 27 scores first in both semifinals. The more you know. Quick whistle here off the center ice draw. Here's Beaverson off the faceoff. Here's Toledo going the other way. Grayson Chell gets the shot on frame. Mazurek makes the save. Now Toledo playing from behind. Now Toledo some work to do if they want to be playing and on home ice for a cup tomorrow. Doyle fires, turned aside. Out it comes. Beaverson had a chance at it, and it drifts out of the zone. Belenik. Here's Doyle once again. Mwamba. Here comes Chell. Squared up at Mazurek. A little contact after the whistle, and Jamison Bain was trying to get after Grayson Chell. And they'll both be sent to the penalty box. So now we'll go to 4-on-4. Western Michigan wins the draw. Chell's penalty for roughing. On the other side, Baines for cross-checking. Here's Ferinsky. Open space. Both teams down a man. Here comes Western once again. Little backhander there at Santini. Able to knock it back to a teammate. It's Lavrenchik off to Ferrero. Fortson to the front. Just wide. Santini, nice job to glide back into position there. Fortson had it set up with his teammate, Evan Wollert. Thorhog shot. Santini drops it back to the ice. Everyone kind of stopped up there like we were going to get a whistle, and we didn't. 30 more seconds of 4-on-4. Down to the far end, back behind Mazurek. Faubert plays it away. Here comes Oviedo. Toledo has the numbers coming forward. Oviedo around the outside. There's Pellegrino. Mazurek makes one stop. Pellegrino's rebound try goes high. Just got under it. Rory Niche back the other way. Niche, the pass off. The shot fired. Glove save made. Santini keeps the glove low. Pellegrino. Off to Bassan. Bassan looking across. Oviedo there. Back to Packelhofer. Puck goes all the way down to the other end, icing the call once again. 5 minutes and 7 seconds into the second period. 1-0 Western Michigan after the goal from Tyler Fortson. Puck takes a deflection on its way to the other end. Here's Packelhofer again. Got tripped up in open space. The cut got him. And he got chopped down to the ice momentarily. Back into the corner. Here's Jamison Bain. Bain off with the pass. Connecting there with Puckner. Puckner and Bain back and forth. Bain behind the net of Mazurek. Looking forward. Alenik. Forward. Here's Garrett Walker. Walker fires. Blocked by the skates of Beaverson. Walker once again. Beaverson another blocked shot. And here comes TK Mwamba. Fast break opportunity. Mwamba out in front for the Midnight Blue and Gold. Jammed up by Mazurek. TK Mwamba, that's a second look he's had tonight. Advantage, Chris Mazurek. Fortson, dangerous, coming back the other way. 2-on-1, Fortson fires. Turned aside. Here's Fortson again, trying to weave around Jack Ferinsky. Ferinsky off to Messier. Now Ferreira. Settling things up, he'll slow up play for the moment. Now Farinsky under pressure, the pass to Mwamba. Mwamba trying to further it up the ice. Nick LeBeau, he fires. Blocker save made by Mazurik. Chell back out. Farinsky near the blue line. Ferreira fires. Everybody rises off the ice there, and it gets knocked back down and quickly gloved up by Chris Mazurik. Out into the neutral zone. Faubert trying to put the hit on Niche. Pellegrino. Lost the puck. Still free, just in front of the Stallions bench. Puckner at the other end. West side. Back behind Mazurik. Blake Simon now. Simon looking up the ice. He'll fire into the corner. Santini. Off to the Slovakian Lavrinchik. Walker plays it around the horseshoe. A.J. Hull is there. Toledo trying to take it back. Milenko and Van Herset. Big hit to A.J. Hull. Leverson put his body on the line. Walker plays it in. Doyle there. Toledo trailing by one. Fired there. Fortson. Didn't realize he was going to have an opportunity, or he wouldn't have had an opening on the backside if he could have got the stick to it. Now Western Michigan putting the pressure on Toledo. Toledo able to relieve that. Packelhofer takes a swing at it. Didn't connect with anything. Big hit there as Connor Doyle came into the fold and mowed Rocco Gonzalez to the ice. Driscoll, Packelhofer to Farinsky, straight away, knocked aside. A blocked shot there. Can it turn into something for Western? Brubaker-Egner. His pass to Fortson. Fortson's shot wide. Still loose, still free. Bodies hit the ice. Fortson with it. Backhanded pass across. Niche, Santini gobbles it up. Just shy of the halfway point here in period number 2. The Broncos up 1-0. Messier out in front, diving, trying to get to the puck. And he'll go right through the legs of Mazurik. Ferinsky off the faceoff, got a shot on frame, ended up just wide, but took a look. Shots on goal nearly even, favoring Toledo slightly, but the lead on the scoreboard belongs to Western. Mwamba back behind the net, separated from the puck. Cohen-Dixon. Pellegrino drops the puck back to himself. Across it comes. Jameson Bain. Bain looking forward up the ice. The pass for Niche, too long. And Santini covers it up there as it made its way in front of the crease. Back behind the net. Out comes Santini. Off to Mizzy. Mizzy wanted to get the pass back to Lavrenchik. Lavrenchik going to try to put the pressure on Brubaker-Egner. Toledo takes the puck back. Brubaker-Egner furious with Lavrenchik, trying to get after him there for the moment, but back into the play now. Lavrenchik still playing past to the Broncos, trying to win the puck back for Toledo. The Broncos will clear. Coming up the ice themselves, Evan Woolert. Back to Woolert. Working out of the corner. In front, they score. Evan Woolert, the second goal of the game for Western Michigan. Toledo going to go ahead and take a timeout. The Toledo faithful trying to get their group motivated. The crowd involved there. Out of the timeout, we'll see what Toledo comes out with. Now chasing two here in this semifinal. The Rockets do not want to be ousted out of the semifinal for the second year in a row. Santini makes a stop there. But now they've got work to do in a two-goal hole. Bain. It's deflected away. Here comes Bassan. Bassan and Packelhofer. Off to Packelhofer. The shot in Mazurek. Another brilliant save. Chris Mazurek on the Batavia, Illinois. Proving tough to beat tonight. The Rockets have yet to do it. 17 shots on goal for Toledo, 17 stops for Missouri. In the neutral zone, Ferinsky fires back in. Van Herset on the prowl. This one sent the length, icing the call. Will go back into the Toledo offensive zone. Van Herset off the draw. Missouri the save. .734 left to go in the second period. Here comes Western, back the other way. Rory Niche. Puck back behind the net of Santini. Ferinsky there. Ferinsky up the ice, lost the puck. In the neutral zone, Ethan Van Herset. Couple of hits along the near side boards. Ferreira, Ferinsky. Popped up into the air off the back of Woolert. Ferinsky is lofted backhand into the corner. Toledo, a shift change. Santini out of the net for Ferreira. To the center of the ice, fired. Santini, one save. Enough to redirect it wide. Thought it might stay playable, but Toledo gets there first. Lavrinchik trying to get back to the puck and does. Back behind the net of Missouri. Lavrinchik, the pass, empty space, nobody home. Faubert has to skate it down. Now Pellegrino. And that one will be whistled for icing. Back at center ice, Jamison Bain is there once again. Milenko looking up the ice. And the Zamboni door has come free. So they'll take a minute for that to reset. They'll get some assistance. Back to play. Pellegrino to Bassan across. Packelhofer there looking for Oviedo. Bassan back to the center through the legs of Oviedo. Here's Faubert. Faubert toward the middle. Packelhofer couldn't get it on net. And here's Fortson leading the charge like he's done so often tonight. Fortson's pass across, the shot. Santini gets back into position there to cover up the shot from Lane Brubaker-Egner. Here comes Pellegrino, the backhander off. Bassan looking across the ice. There's Packelhofer to the blue line. Doyle there. Throws to the corner. Packelhofer still. Back behind the net. Bassan, Pellegrino firing. Knocked up into the air. Still free. Toledo going to have the puck. It'll come to Doyle. Block shot there. Doyle gets it back. Out it comes over the blue line. Pellegrino forward, got it to Chell. Chell goes down. Dixon cutting to the front of the net, and Cohen Dixon couldn't get it off his stick. 4:15 left to play in the second period. Western still up by 2. Through the legs of Niche. Here comes Chell. Separated from the puck. Dixon back the other direction. Now it's Pellegrino in the neutral zone. Pellegrino fires. Knocked aside by Mazurek. Beaverson. Now it's Messier. Messier to Chell. Chell slips just a hair. Allows Thorog to get there. Here's Mwamba. TK Mwamba going to work. Has that puck taken away. Out it comes into the neutral zone once again. Ferreira takes a couple of jabs at it. Gets by Dixon, back to Santini. Ferreira once again. Mwamba chasing after it with Driscoll. Driscoll has it. Looking for a pud. Hellenick. Back behind the net, looking to get the puck in front. Santini covers up well, out to his right. This puck into the neutral zone. 2:45 left to go in the second period. That one up and over the glass. Neutral zone face-off here. Won by the Rockets. Packelhofer trying to get there. He will. He'll be the first one to it. Takes some contact, nearly upended, near the blue line. Toledo has it. Ferinsky, he'll fire. That one wide through the legs of Bassan. Taken back the other way. Here come the Stallions. Oviedo couldn't get there for Toledo. That puck just grazes the netting. And we'll get another face-off. Although it could work out here to Toledo's advantage, as this one will come out to the right of Mazurek. Messier. He'll fire, doesn't get it back on frame. Left it shy. Here's Pellegrino now. That one fired just wide. Puck free. Can Faubert get there for the Midnight Blue and Gold? Western able to get it out. Messier in over the blue line. Nick Messier fires. Mazurek turns it aside. Mwamba to it. Gets the pass off. Puck stays free. Now Dixon backhands it out. .115. Up to Mwamba. Mwamba looking across. There's Messier. He's jammed up there by Puckner. That one gloved by Santini. .59 seconds left in the second period. A goal late for either team would go a long way. Mizzi off to Ferreira. Ferreira forward, finding Milenko. Milenko off to Lavrinchik. Here comes the Slovakian. Lavrinchik fires. Mazurek another stop. Through the neutral zone, down goes Ferreira. Dixon trying to bring it in. Beaverson's there to defend. Here comes Toledo. Milenko, 20 seconds on the clock. Matt Milenko trying to put a shot on frame. Yorkin all over his back. Bain, Lavrinchik firing. Mazurek the save with 6 on the clock. .6 left in the second period. 2-0 Western Michigan. First from Tyler Fortson, second from Evan Woolert. Ferreira quickly fires. That one deflected to the corner. Via the traffic, it's 2-0 after 2. Western Michigan has the lead. What can Toledo do in period number 3, or will the Broncos cruise to a Cup championship berth against Northwood tomorrow? We'll step aside when we come back. Back at the Team Toledo Ice House, period number 3. Moments away, final 20 seconds of intermission. Toledo's back out on the ice. They're ready to go. They're trailing by 2 to the Western Michigan Stallions. 2 goals in the second period. The first from Tyler Fortson, the most recent from Evan Woolert. Will the Rockets come out on a mission, or can Western Michigan just simply hold off the Rockets until the end and clinch their spot in tomorrow's championship? 4:30 tomorrow. The winner of this game will take on the Northwood Timberwolves. We're underway here in the third period. All of our broadcasts this season are brought to you by Stello's Burgers and Loaded Fries. Verinsky's pass forward. Tipped up, Lavrenchik after it. Nish gets it back for Western Michigan. Rory Nish. Mizzy has it back off a pass from Ferreira. Milenko gets it from Lavrenchik. And a whistle there. Puck made its way up over the half wall. Neutral zone faceoff coming here. 39 seconds into this third period. Here's Packelhofer. Plays toward the net, well wide. No pressure there for Mazurik. Toledo off to a different start than they had in the first 2 periods. A little more motivated. Oviedo. Oviedo's shot blocked in traffic. Pellegrino. Brubaker, Egner out in front. The pass goes to Packelhofer. Back past Santini. Faubert trying to get there. There's Dames. Pellegrino delivers a shoulder to Dames. Shot fired. They score again. Tyler Fortson makes it a 3-goal game. Not the start Toledo wanted, as Western extends their lead. Tyler Fortson has had himself a game, 2 goals. That one off the side of the net. Mwamba looking back, trying to get it to Messier, smothered to the ice. And Western coming back up the ice once again. There's Mwamba. Pass off, around it goes. Chell. Here's Doyle now. Knocked away. Nish firing. Stop made by Santini. And just the way that things have gone tonight, in the ways that Western Michigan has been able to score, you can feel the crowd of the Toledo fans collectively hold their breath when they get opportunities. They being Western Michigan, that is, when they get opportunities like the one they had a moment ago. Here comes LeBeau. Off to Smeekle. Smeekle fires. Mazurek gobbles it up. Here's Mizzy. Mizzy drugged to the ice, looking for a penalty. And now we'll get one. So Bain to the penalty box. Toledo will be on the power play for 2 minutes. Perhaps the best opportunity they will get to get at least one of these 3 goals back. Packelhofer had it. Cleared out by the Stallions. Ferreira to Oviedo. Puck gets out in front of Oviedo. Chell gets the pass off to Packelhofer. Packelhofer back to Ferreira. Ferreira going to rip one from the blue line. Ends up back behind the net. Oviedo with it once again, twisting and turning in the corner. Settles back up with Ferreira on the blue line. Ferreira back to Oviedo. Oviedo back to Ferreira. Ferreira firing. That one stopped in front. Puck still with the Rockets. It's taken away from Packelhofer. Stick ripped out of the hands of Chell, and the puck's going to go the length. Santini comes forward. He'll play it up the ice quickly. Niche playing keep away. 35 seconds left on the power play for Toledo. 5 minutes gone by here in the third period. Toledo got to make this rush count. 20 seconds left on the power play. And it's cleared down the ice once again. Pellegrino around Yorkin. Too much on the pass, and Puckner turns it away. Western Michigan back to full strength. Brubaker-Egner. Shot turned aside by Mazurek. Lavrenchik there. Mylenko as well. Puck comes to the blue line. Kept in, but only momentarily. 2-on-1. Here comes Western Michigan back up the ice. Pellegrino trying to get into the fold. Shot jammed up there by Ferinsky. And Toledo's going to take a penalty here. Simon Lavrenchik to the penalty box. So now 2 minutes on the power play for Western Michigan. That's expired 20 seconds already. There's not much other to say here. As that puck carries down, and it will be waved off. Rory Niche, high stick, got it out of the air. And what I was getting ready to say is there's no other way to say it, but a fourth goal here would be absolutely detrimental to Toledo's hopes of a comeback. Still possible, but anytime that lead blossoms, it's going to cut down your confidence a little bit more. That one waved off for the high stick. Yorkin after it. Cleared out. Fortson in pursuit, gets it back. Gets away from Messier. Fortson takes a blow from Pellegrino. Good open ice hit from Pellegrino. Fortson slow back to the bench. He's been a force tonight. Cohen-Dixon with it. Off to Niche. Niche to the ice. Toledo takes it back. Little backhander headed to the other end. Dames. Less than 10 on the Western power play. That one goes wide of Santini. This one fired wide as well, just over the glove. Here's Walker. Walker to the other side, it'll be Dames. Dames takes a hit from LeBeau. Here comes Lavrenchik and Mizzy. Mizzy with the puck, still with it. Trying to get around the defender. Mizzy to the ice. Kept in by Packelhofer. Can he keep possession? Backhander knocked out of the air there by Dames. Good stick work and hand-eye coordination. Walker takes it back for the Stallions. Thrown towards Santini. He'll move it to the corner. Out of the traffic there into the corner. Driscoll. Toledo crowd trying to get fired up. Time winding away. 10:15 left to try to get 3 goals and hold Western while you do that. Pellegrino tried to fire forward for Messier. Did connect with Mazurik. Messier trying to get the puck back. Tried to play toward the front of the net. Toledo trying to make something out of nothing right now. Mwamba back behind the net. He'll fire Mazurik another stop. Popped over Doyle. Beaverson is there. Niche back into the fold. That one towards Santini. Gloved back to the ice. 9:30 left in the period. And possibly in the semifinal round. Beaverson to Mwamba. Back the other direction. Yorkin takes a hack at it. Beaverson will get it in the corner. Walker. Ferreira forward. LeBeau out of the air. Tracking. Got it back to the ice. Western Michigan got it away. Kept in. Ferinsky taking it to the front of the net. Mazurek covers it up. And now some tempers are going to flare. With 8:26 left to play. Milenko fires. Mazurek the stop once again. Niche delivered into the boards by Pellegrino. Mazurek comes out of the crease. Plays it away. 8 to play. Pellegrino gets it back. He'll fire. Mazurek the stop. Front of the net, cleared out. Icing called, 7:27 left. Shot there, deflected in traffic. Santini, Ferinsky. Toledo on edge, time winding away. Six minutes to go. Pellegrino. Brubaker-Agner staying with it. Puckner. Here's Pellegrino, and now all of a sudden Toledo having trouble trying to get up the ice. Baker-Egner still there. Dames. And that one caught the netting. Toledo will win the draw. Ferreira couldn't get it to a teammate. Baker-Egner there. Ferinsky trying to get it away from Dames. And now with 5 minutes to go, time is at an absolute premium for Toledo. Milenko fires wide of Mazurek. Ferinsky forward. Ferreira to the puck first. Ferinsky to Milenko. Milenko to the corner. Lavrinchik after it. Simon Lavrinchik's pass to the front of the net. Couldn't connect with Milenko. Played back in by Beaverson. Still loose. Lavrinchik got one on frame. It was turned aside by Mazurek. This one still working its way around. Mizzy. Back by Lavrinchik. Opposite corner. Nobody there for Toledo. Puck free. Packelhofer trying to stay with it. Pellegrino now under 4 minutes left in the third period. Santini was going to come to the bench, but Western takes it away. Pellegrino got a piece of it. Kyle Measles waiting to get possession of the puck before he can bring his goaltender to the bench. It hasn't happened yet. Elenick. Here's Pellegrino. Pass Packelhofer. Packelhofer into the zone. Here comes Santini. Packelhofer has it knocked away. Oviedo now. Here's Ferinsky. Pass back to the front of the net, deflected. Here comes Ferreira. He'll rip one down low. Gets by Messier, off the heel of the stick. To the corner it goes. Kept in by Ferinsky. He'll fire again. Mazurek the save. .306. Toledo wins the draw. Ferinsky. He'll fire right away. Deflected. Dixon. They score. Cohen, Dixon, game breaker. .258 left. And it would look like Western is going to move on and take on Northwood for the GLCHL championship trophy, the Moran Cup. And Santini staying there. Toledo will play it out with what they got, it looks like. Wide of Mazurek. Depute. Now LeBeau back up the ice for Toledo. LeBeau tripped up. Penalty coming. Little scuffle after the play. You'd have to wonder now if Toledo will potentially bring Santini out one more time here for a 6-on-4 advantage. And they're going to give LeBeau a penalty shot here. So negate the power play. Here's a penalty shot instead. Nick LeBeau, one-on-one with Mazurek, who comes way out of the crease. Shot fired, it's wide. It's been that kind of night for Toledo. Ferreira after it, and no matter how you look at this game, it was certainly not without opportunity for Toledo. Mwamba had a couple breakaway opportunities. It has been the phenomenal game play from Chris Mazurek in net for Western Michigan that's been the performance of the night. And that's saying a lot, considering the guy on the other side, Tyler Fortson, on the offense, has 2 goals for the Broncos. Time winding away. Here comes Niche. 2-on-1. Niche fires. Payne couldn't deliver. Yorkin. .110 left. Messier fires. Mazurek the save. Puckner to the corner. Beaverson taken away. Ferreira after it. And Western Michigan is going to move on. It'll be the 3 seed versus the 1 seed tomorrow afternoon. 4:30 here at the Team Toledo Ice House. If you can't make it out, join us right here on YouTube once again. 30 seconds even left to go in the contest. For Toledo as the host, not the way they wanted to see their tournament run end here in the semifinal. But they'll get that result for the 2nd season in a row. .6, the face-off. Messier trying to get to the front of the net, perhaps at least scratch one across. A brilliant night for Chris Mazurek. A shutout. 4-0, the final score as time expires. Western Michigan files over the board as they'll go greet their goaltender. Western Michigan versus Northwood tomorrow. Northwood 6-2 earlier over Saginaw Valley. Western Michigan 4-0 in the semifinal here against Toledo. That will do it from us here at the Team Toledo Ice House. All of our broadcasts this season brought to you by Stello's Burgers and Loaded Fries. One more matchup here from the Team Toledo Ice House tomorrow. The Timberwolves and the Stallions. We'll see at 4:30 Eastern.